Hello and welcome to Rick's RC Flying Channel. In this video, I'm just going to explain of some new parts I'm making available to the fellow modelers. And it was basically a result of a lot of inquiries of modelers who've watched on how to build an instrument panel and kind of reached out and were wondering if I could make available the parts that I use when I build an instrument panel. And although I've, given out the resources that are out there, it's still been rather, overwhelming for the request if I could come up with like a little kit. So I thought about it for a while, and I thought, well, if I'm going to print 10 basils, why not print 100 basils? So I've actually created a new website for that, and which features all kinds of parts that you could use to build an instrument panel. Now, the parts that I print, I have two different styles of 3D printers. I have a 3D printer that's a filament printer and another one that's a resin printer. Now, at the end of the day, they both produce 3D models. However, resin printing does give you the ability to print high quality, high resolution, particularly when you're looking for detail. So as a result, all the parts that I make for the instrument panel are resin printed. So whether it's the basic kit or the parts that are on my new website. So I'm just going to walk you through the basic kit, which basically comes packaged like this and has everything you need to produce a panel that looks like this. And it's basically down to 6 steps, and you'll end up with an instrument panel looking like that. So what you end up getting is a card that has your instrument faces, and they're printed on high quality glossy paper. And the reason I use the glossy paper, you may be able to see the reflection on those instruments, and that is to give the illusion that they're under glass. You then get a complement of resin printed parts, highly detailed, and you may be able to see it on the photo. It's really amazing. Now these basils are actually beveled, so there is a top and bottom, so you have to be aware of that when you put them in. And then you get an array of switches and knobs and lights here. So between that, and then also you get a card if you're really new at it. It's just a very simplified little outline of what to use the knobs and switches at. For example, if you're going to incorporate a low oil pressure light, you would paint it red. An alternator field trip light would be yellow, and so forth. Now, of course, those are a lot of variables depending on your panel design. Then I also just have a little reminder. I highly recommend you just take this part. Sometimes they'll have like a little, excuse me, they'll have a little nib under there. And so you just take a small file, just a couple of strokes. You don't have to get aggressive at all with this, just a couple little strokes. The other thing it does is it breaks the surface layer of it and just makes it better for gluing. And that's all you have to do there. And then the card has where you could cut out for placards. And these particular ones, it's black on white. And you can cut them out and glue them on. For example, this is an instrument panel where you just have placards glued on, which many real airplanes use that style as well. For what it's worth, here's a panel where, like some airplanes, it's actually embossed all the labels for the switches. So these are custom made for people's airplanes. Now, as I said, I got the basic kit more or less down to 6 steps in producing a panel that looks like that. And now this panel shape happens to be for the Giant Sweet and Low. And I've had modelers who are building the Giant Sweet and Low, and they asked about the panel and the addition of the curved upper deck forward of the cockpit. So what I include is a template for them which then guides them to increase the height in the front portion and get the right curvature. And then they basically have taken the kit and installed an instrument panel like that, which just simply drops in. Now, when you're building your instrument panel, the only part that you basically have to come up with on your own design is the shape of your panel, because of course it's going to vary from airplane to airplane, whatever the model design is. So you simply cut out an instrument panel, and you can make it out of wood. I happen to use a very special high density, well, for no better words, like a particle board, but really highly finished. But anyways, you can make it out of even balsa wood, whatever you want. And then I use just canned spray bombs and give it a little bit of prime and then paint it. And of course, you paint it whatever colors you want. They could end up black, green, beige, whatever. Matter of fact, some are just natural wood, depending on the vintage of the airplane. You can stain it too. So there's a lot of options on what your panel will look like or the shape. But once you have the panel, which is step one, you then I use cardboard. I mean, you could use balsa wood too, whatever you want. But I use cardboard, and you just simply take your panel, and just make a new template and then inscribe the position of the instruments. Okay, so that's step two. Step three, cut out your instrument faces and just glue them in the appropriate spot. Step four, you then take your panel and glue that into position. You then take your basils, which is step five, and you drop your basils in and you glue them in. And once you've completed that, you then take your toggle switches, and more times than not, you'll want to paint them to whatever your requirements are. I mean, typically toggle switches, you'll paint them sort of aluminum silver color, whatever you have available. And you can install them that color. Or if you want to make it look like they have colored rubber boots, you can paint them accordingly. And you can do, rotary knobs, you can paint them whatever you want. And the reason, like the two rotary knobs, in this case, I painted them black. One is for the altimeter and the other for the directional gyro, and that's pretty standard. So step six is you take your switches and knobs and you simply glue them wherever you have to on your particular panel, and you're done. It's that simple. Now, for those that want to have more elaborate panels with more features, of course, it depends again on your model design. I do offer many other parts. Like, for example, on this panel here, there's a guarded switch, toggle switch guard here. And, I have circuit breakers and, various other components. Now, there are modelers that, their cockpit project might be beyond just an instrument panel. So I actually have a navigation kit available. And what it comes with is an array of avionics such as GPS, transponder, ADF, NAVCOM, and a weather radar. It also comes with the appropriate navigation instruments, and those instruments come with the basils. And when it comes to installing the various different radios, which basically look like this, you can simply cut those out and you can glue them onto your panel. And then, of course, the instrument faces themselves, you would install exactly like you did on the panel. Now, I do provide, for example, if you look at that, they're identified by letters. I have also what I call an enhancement kit to that if you want to take these various avionics to the next level. So, for example, like here, this is the weather radar that actually has the knobs on it. They're highly detailed. And then it comes with also resin printed backplate, which gives it a dimensional look to it. And then you can take that panel and glue that on, and it just enhances that, overall quality look of your cockpit. Now, you order that enhancement kit by the corresponding radio that you're going to install in your airplane. So it's whether weather radar is G or GPS is A. And what that looks like is you get a package with the appropriate knobs and the back plate, and you can simply glue everything together, and that creates this type of radio. You can see here as well, for example, this particular Navcom. You can see the switches, and again, highly detailed. And that dimensional look really changes the effect. And they're really detailed, these Navcoms. Like, they almost looks like they're really lit up. Now, if again, it's like some of the modelers that didn't have time and they wanted a ready-made panel. These also are available ready-made. So just they look like this. You're just ready to install them, strictly up to the modeler. But you can very easily do that yourself. Now, I also have, depending on the vintage of your airplane, on the website you'll see there's different style basils. This is typically, you'll see many times, like in a World War II airplane. There's that style. Then there's this style, and they come in both 20 millimeter and 15 millimeter, depending obviously on the instrument size. What's unique about when it comes to installing this type of basil is that you don't have to do the cutouts. So in other words, you just have your instrument panel, put the appropriate instrument faces on, and then this just glues on top. So there is no cutout like you would in a more common or more modern airplane would have. So it's very easy that way. Or same thing with this style, it just simply glues on top. Now, in order to have that finished look, they are printed to scale with the holes. So you would have to put the screws in. Now, if you don't have the screws, I do have screws available for the appropriate basil to fit in there. And actually, about the screws, now the basic kit doesn't come one because it is basic. Now, if you want a panel like with those screws, I do have available, a package of screws that accommodates, for example, this basic kit. So in other words, you would need 44 screws, but I put 46 in, because if you drop one, you're not going to find it. But anyways, you got all the screws you need, and as many of you know, on the videos, it shows you how to install all these components. Also, you'll see on the website, I have a lot of other parts. For example, here are power control knobs, a throttle, a mixture, and a prop. And they are to scale. In other words, a prop is typically with the indentations. Kind of hard to see. I think I have a photo there on the side. And the mixture control is ribbed and the throttle is smooth. And the reason they actually do that in real airplanes is so that when the pilot places his hand on it, even without looking, he knows what he has his hand on. It just helps him, reassure him to identify what he's got in his hands. I'm also working on mag switches. I happen to paint these just as an example. They come unpainted. And additionally, I have other types of rotary knobs and switches and what have you. And when it comes to attention to detail, this is the toggle guard here. And I've even gone so far as it's printed with the toggle switch inside. As I know, it's a little over the top. But anyways, it will really be kind of hard to see, but there's a toggle switch in there. And now, of course, on 1/3 scale, it would definitely be much easier to see it. But that's just the point is that's the kind of attention to detail I put on my parts that I produce. So anyways, I really hope that particularly these basic kits really get you off to a quick, easy start to produce yourself a panel. Now, uh, there are cases where, I make custom panels where the modeler, like in this case here, just sends me a template. And that, depending, of course, on the aircraft and various specifications, then I custom make a panel, but that's on a very limited basis. And for what it's worth, on the basic kit, you'll notice there's a part number, and this one is 01. I have other versions, which is 02 and 03. And what that basically is that the instrument faces are slightly different. You probably can't really see it, but the tachometer and airspeed indicators or engine gauges are just slightly different. And that's just your personal preference on what ultimately you want it to look like. But they're basically the same, just the instruments look a little different. So I'm kind of excited to share with the modelers to get them started in that. It's one thing I make these videos, but it's really rewarding when the modelers actually try making those things. And trust me, when you put a panel into your airplane, like for example, this particular one that the modeler wanted is for an ARF, and I happen to have the same one, and he sent me the template because I never thought of really doing it, and then once that's done, then the panel just simply slides in here like that. And of course, why not put a pilot in if you got an instrument panel? And it's a little hard to tell here with the lighting and that, but the minute you bring this outside, this ARF is going to stand out amongst the other ARFs. So anyways, that's another thing that I will do from time to time. So if you have any questions or comments, like always, I appreciate it. And if you want to email me about any questions about anything, the website has a lot of information on it, a lot of photos for you. And if you like the video, please select like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.